Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Queenie for those who don't know me, reviewing Love Island Season 11 episodes 20 and 21. Before I get into it, please make sure to like this video, subscribe and hit the bell, and leave a comment down below. So episode 20, I'm not really going to spend too much time on it. I actually felt like it was kind of boring. Normally the heart rate challenge, it really but even the dances weren't giving. It's a sad season when, in my opinion, the best performance was Harriet's. I wasn't feeling it this year, but let's just quickly run through what happened in that episode. So Harriet tells Ronnie about the conversation she had with Jess, and clearly Jess was fabricating certain things that she said, so Harriet decides to no longer confide in Jess. Why did Jess later on in the episode say that her role is to give advice to Harriet as an older sister? How many of y'all have older sisters who are the ops? Because that is what Jess is giving. Jess is the ops. She's not on your side whatsoever. Then we have Mimi, who says that she is a very calm person, mainly because she was in a situation that caused her to really act outside of herself, and she no longer wants to be in a relationship that brings her to that place. So yeah, with Io, she's trying to, keep the crazy at bay. Not that I'm calling her crazy, but she hopes to keep the crazy at bay because she's been there before and she doesn't want to go back there. And the results from the game, the ones that really stuck out to me, Mimi's heart was raised by Connor. Grace's was raised by Io. Okay. Kieran was raised by Grace. Joey's was raised by Nicole. Sean's was raised by Jess. And Jess and Ronnie, I'm pretty sure they raised each other's heart rates. So then we have two new bombshells. They are Trey and Jesse. They take Jess and Joey on dates, and these two are buzzing. All the while, Grace back in the villa is thinking, oh, I have nothing to worry about. Oh, I don't know about that.
I'm from Leicester, but I live in London.
Oh, really, yeah?
So you're not closed off?
I don't really know. What is it that you want?
You, I think.
Me?
I think the prayers have been answered. You're quite clever.
I went to uni.
Did you? Remember, I'm the prize, my friend.
What's your normal type?
You're nice. Oh, you're gonna be trouble, man.
That's good.
You enjoy someone else's company for 5 minutes and then come straight back to me. I trust Joey. I know, he can have a lovely date with her.
Famous last words coming from Grace. Baby girl, I don't know why you put, I wanted to sing a song, but it doesn't really match because Joey is not a black guy, but you put your trust in a fella, stupid hoe, how you figure? He gonna F your best friend and your sister, lie to you, then screw you. Like, girl, you don't put your trust in nobody like Joey. Like, be for real. Joey? Okay. The man is here for bands, and as long as the camera is on, he is not gonna be serious. Then you have Jess. Jess's flirting is like corporate baddie, You can tell she's trying to flirt. You can tell she's trying to put the moves on him. But it's like, I don't know. It kind of gives office chat. It's not giving flirty nightclub chat. But she thinks she's killing it, child. She says she's the prize. So here we go. Kieran gets frustrated over Nicole because she makes an issue out of everything. And even though she acknowledges that this was just a silly little game, she's upset.
It's always the same reaction. What do I do? I feel like there's no progress or anything. Like, I've reassured you enough about me and you.
It's just like, what do you say now? He was probably just panicked.
It's just not nice to you, is it? Baby. She's absolutely beautiful and she's just stunning, so he just knocks me back all the time.
Like I said in my last review, you can only reassure somebody so much. At some point, they're going to have to decide whether or not they're going to be, overreacting about any small little thing. And with Nicole, the man has told you time and time and time and time again that you were the only one for him. He is serious about you. He's not thinking about anything else. I can understand it being Grace, especially after that little disagreement, argument, whatever, that they had before, him withholding the fact that he would have picked Grace as one of his threesome partners. Like, fine, maybe Grace is a sore subject, but Nicole does this with everything. Literally everything. Then later on, He's like, I don't know how much more I can reassure you. I keep showing you that I only have eyes for you. He had said, where do we go from here? And she responded saying like, oh, I can't even be mad about the situation. He didn't say that. But he's just saying like, how are we gonna work past this thing that you keep on doing? Then she goes to start comparing herself to Grace. And me personally, I'm thinking, now what does this have to do with Kieran? Because if you're upset at the fact that Grace is a better looking girl than you in your opinion, that's a you problem. I'm sorry. You're taking things out on Kieran that have nothing to do with Kieran. You can let him know that that's an insecurity of yours. And then, you know, Grace being the one who raised his heart made you feel insecure, but Kieran actually didn't do anything. And then Nicole does what she does best. She starts to cry, which deflects from the conversation. And then Kieran is now in the place to just console her. And they just shrug the whole thing off. Oh Lord, I am tired on Kieran's behalf. Moving on, we have Uma and Will who say that basically they're all in on each other. They're the only ones in the game whose hearts raced for their real partner. So that's good for them. Sean says that he's actually into role play and he has dressed up as a Power Ranger before. I'm not sure if it was in a sexual context, but I'm assuming it was. Why would you dress as a Power Ranger of all the costumes? That is so much to take off. I don't know why my mind went there, but I just feel like there are other costumes that, you know, have easier access. Please. Then we have Mimi and Ayo who joke about the challenge. And me personally, listen, I'm fickle. I like to see them in a good place.
Yeah, I guess I didn't raise yours.
Please.
You lot are gonna like, he's probably gonna take you next.
Do you think?
After this.
In the hideaway?
I'm gonna have to pull Connor for a chat.
I might just talk to, I might not stay there though. What are you thinking?
No, I just want to kiss.
I support her rights and wrongs sometimes. Because when Ayo be doing his stuff, girl, I need you to stand up. I know you're calm. I know you're non-confrontational. I know you're not combative, but you can share your opinion. You could stand firm. You can still be assertive and not be combative. I feel like those two things can exist at the same time. But anyways, Ayo's been acting good the last the last several days. I can't even say few. It's been a while now. He's been on a good track. So I'm with it for now. Joey and Jess return from their date, and Joey proves how absolutely unserious he is.
Very nice girl. There's chemistry there, for sure.
Did Joey say he was closed off? I'm not sure he necessarily knows where he stands.
He definitely does. But I mean, thanks for feeding that back.
I learned more in that date than I have the whole time I've been here with Grace.
You mean to tell me this girl that you've met for 15 minutes has sparked your interest more than Grace, who you've known for over a year? What? Joey is, oh gosh. And I'm so upset because when Grace came and she said that they ended things on like a rocky whatever, I was convinced that Grace was going to be the one to humble Joey. But in fact, it is Joey who was humbling Grace. And I'm like, no, this is not how it's supposed to go. Grace, girl, do something. Please. I need Joey to get his ass handed to him. So Grace is hearing what Jesse is saying regarding Joey not really being closed off. And she feels like Jesse is tripping. And I'm like, no, Jesse is reading the situation as it is. You need to go talk to Joey. So the next morning, Jesse says that Joey definitely gave her the impression that she was interested, which is true. Trey is open to Jess, and Jess says that he is her type to a T. Grace is pissed off with Joey because he has been acting different since the date. Joey says that it's all fair game because they are both open, and Grace doesn't really have the place to overreact. Now, that is interesting because he overreacted with the Omar situation. Harriet brought it up and Grace brought it up. They peeped how Joey acted when Omar was giving flirty comments to Grace, but now he's interested in somebody else and Grace can't react. But then also, Grace, I'm looking at you like you framed that in a way that didn't look good on Omar when Omar really wasn't like, I don't know. I felt like she was crying wolf a little bit with Omar and with Connor. So do I have sympathy for her? No, I don't. So Jess is really laying it on thick with Trey. If you ask me, I think that Trey is aware of the connections in the house right now and that it's going to be hard to infiltrate those. So Jess is a free agent. He's going to stay there until another opportunity avails itself. Jess, I don't know. The way she flirts is kind of beggy. Is that just me? She fishes for compliments and she's like, you do this? Oh, me too. Oh, you do that? I love it too. Yeah, I don't know. I don't like it. Her flirting makes me feel weird. Then we have Grace and Joey who talk about Jesse. Yes. And Joey is immediately defensive.
My feelings have not changed towards you at all.
I trusted you that I thought that like...
And you still should trust me. She's a really nice girl. Like, I can't deny that. Do you know what I'm saying? I still want to get to know you more. Like, we haven't really got deep.
Pretty much since I've got in here, you've been like, there's no one else I want to get to know. You'd be fine if I turned around and said, do you know what, I want to get to know Omar.
There's no point going back to that.
I don't want to be in a triangle. Like,
I don't want to be in a triangle. There's no triangle.
Joey says that between him and Grace, things haven't gotten that deep. All this time, what have y'all been doing? What have y'all been talking about? What do you mean things haven't gotten that deep? After all this time, I'm so confused. Oh, Joey, like, he's actually a joke. At this point, I wrote down that I wonder if Grace was kicking herself because of the Omar situation. She did say when she first came in that talking to Joey was not what she was used to. She has a different type. I wonder if that type is somebody like Omar, because there was Omar and then a little bit of a window for Connor and then her heart raced for Ayo. I don't know. It feels like there's a trend here. But anyways, she kind of sold Omar down the river. And then I'm like, I can't really feel sorry for the girl because she played in Samantha's face, regardless of how I felt about Samantha, she played in Samantha's face over Joey. And now Joey is playing in your face. Joey claims that he is ready to now settle down. He's never really been in this state of mind, but he wants to take things seriously. He wants somebody who is interested in him and not Joey Essex, the persona. And he feels like Jesse might be that girl. Honestly, I don't know what he sees in Jesse. I feel like they haven't had this cosmic explosion of a connection that he's making it seem like he's had with her, but whatever. I'm here for it just because Grace has been pissing me off lately. I like that Grace... I like that Grace is kind of like a villain. I don't mind a villain, but I also just don't like Grace. So I don't mind that Joey's playing in her face, honestly. Grace says that this happened on the outside. He just switched up on her, the energy shifted, and he turned cold. And so I'm thinking to myself, if you know that on the outside, it wasn't great, and here it's looking like it's going down the same path, number one, why would you even have gone back there in the first place? And two, if you go back again, I don't know what you want us to say. Like, clearly you're a glutton for punishment at this point. Like, he has shown you who he is twice now. It's time for you to decide if this is what you want to deal with. So in the evening, before the game, Kieran takes Nicole aside, and I thought this was very mature of him because he already now knows, okay, Nicole is prone to overreact. How can I mitigate the situation? He tells her, listen, it is a game. If things happen, don't take it seriously. You know I'm into you and only you. There's no need to overreact. I like that he did that. I felt like it was kind of considerate. Is it going to work? Probably not. It worked this time around because she wasn't the focal point, but I feel like in the future, Nicole's just going to overreact. And Kieran is in for a long ride when it comes to Nicole. So in the game, we learned that Connor has had sex in a cave. Joey and Grace had sex in a sauna. We know that Sean and Kieran have cheated, but we learned that Trey has also cheated. Kieran, Trey, and Connor have slept with women 20 years their senior. I fear for Kieran because he was like, what, 18 at the time? I'm sorry, like that's so scary. And at first, nobody wanted to answer the question of who has been two-faced in the villa. Eventually, the people who accepted it were Ronnie, Jess, Ciaran, and they say, if I can say something to your face and behind your back, like, I don't really think that's two-faced, but I will cop it just to be honest. Then Kieran is looking at Harriet and he's like, you need to answer honestly because you're lying. You are two-faced.
People will make comments and then straight after be all nice to me and cut the bullshit. That's Harriet.
Elaborate.
I just explained it.
Honestly, you're so mature, it's actually embarrassing.
I haven't been second choice like 3 times in it, so.
Honestly, fuck you, Kieran, generally.
You wish.
I'm gonna preface this by saying that what Kieran said was mean, okay? What Kieran said was mean. We already know Harriet has had a rough time in here. There's no need to throw that in her face, okay? Don't rub salt in the wound, okay? Sorry, Harriet. But Kieran ate that. Kieran ate that. It might be controversial, but Kieran ate that. In the beginning, Harriet was duplicitous when it came to Kieran and Nicole. She was. And all he's saying is, be honest about it. And she didn't want to be honest, and then she started making comments at him, so he decided to go below the belt. It was mean, yes. But was it true? Also, yes. I don't know. I fear he ate that. He did. Luckily, the heat turned on, well, can I say the heat turned on Harriet? The focus turned on Harriet because it looked like Nicole was going to have an issue with Kieran's answers. Although this is stuff we already know. Like, we already know he slept with somebody 20 years his senior. We already know that he cheated. These are things that Nicole knows. And I also like that in the challenge, he was saying, listen, you guys can take a piss. Like, we get it. It's funny. But at some point, don't drag it on for much longer because it now is affecting real people, you know? So yes, have your little laugh, but nip it in the bud and let's move on with the game. I'm sorry. Kieran was my star of the episode. He was. Nicole, quite frankly, I'm tired of your tears. You're quite annoying. Harriet, I do feel sorry for you. But Kieran was right. Yeah. Anyways, that's it for today. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.